David wants to know, are you as hard as you look?
Thanks, I like it. Yeah, no, these cauliflower ears are just... I'm quite soft, to be fair.
You're a softie, aren't you?
When I went bald.
Was it 22, was it?
No.
Really? That's young.
No, it wasn't 22. 20... I'm thinking back when I got married now. 2019 I got married.
Right.
So straight after that, off.
Right, well there you go. Bit of bonus material for you there that wasn't in the script. Hello again, we are back with You Have the Mic when we put your questions to one of our star players, and this week it's, I was going to say my other half, that sounds like we're a couple, that sounds even worse. My brother, Matty Wildie. I wore a hat today so that people could see we're not the same person. You've done exactly the same. And most of our questions actually, are you the same person?
You've just probably not had an haircut.
I haven't had a haircut. I haven't had a fresh trim today. How are you, first of all? We're just before training. So before I go through the questions from the guys, one from me, how are you after what was a really difficult Sunday? We're a few days on. How are things with you and the squad?
Yeah, really good. We obviously know that we want our best. And we've got plenty to work on, so it's just next job. That's how we go. We don't dwell on things, but we don't get too high when we're winning and we don't get too low when we're losing. So yeah, next job, and looking to put things right on Friday.
And you're getting into the gym in just a few minutes, so we better crack on with your questions. Someone commented on the last one of these we did about how ignorant I was when someone was talking, looking through my phone. I'm reading your questions, that's why I'm doing it. So please don't think I'm being rude. I'm actually reading your questions to my... we've got a few here. Deborah, first of all, wants to know, and actually it comes off the back of a really tough game against Barrow, who you think are going to be the standout teams in the Championship this season. I think we found out on Sunday that there are going to be a lot of them, aren't they? One of them came to Boundary Park in York the first weekend and we beat them quite handsomely. So what's your take very early in the season of who might be the teams to beat in this league?
I think if you're not on your game, then you're going to get beat by anyone. So it's teams that are most consistent, don't change on who they're playing, and they turn up for every game. They're going to be the teams that are going to be tough to beat. So we want to be one of them teams. Obviously the weekend didn't go that way, but like you say, there's plenty to work on, and we'll be working hard to get more consistency in our game.
You know, you didn't give me a single name there.
No.
Have you ever thought of going into politics?
No. Let's keep it under wraps, mate.
Okay, so no answer there, Deborah. Gaz, who I assume is our coach driver, Gaz. Actually, a lot of people...
You can always hear Gil on these, can't you?
A lot of people are interested in what Gil gets up to when we do...
Straight after I got married, I thought, great, get it off.
Oh,
yeah.
So that question was, if you didn't pick it up, how old were you when you were bald, was it?
When I went bald.
Was it 22, was it?
No.
Really? That's young.
No, it wasn't 22. 20... Well, I'm thinking back when I got married now. 2019 I got married.
Right.
So straight after that, off.
Right, well there you go. Bit of bonus material for you there that wasn't in the script. How does our current squad rate with ones you've played at through your career? I was looking back at your CV, Wakefield. You're at Super League. In Super League with Wakey, weren't you? Fev, Bradford, Lee, now here at Oldham. How does this current squad compare to ones you've played in terms of quality?
I think it's right up there.
Yeah.
Got a good balance of youth that are coming through, and some really good players, and then we've got some experience as well, which obviously helps. So yeah, I'd say it's right up there with squads that I've played in.
Plant wants to know if it bothers you when people get your name wrong. How would they get your name wrong? Wildie? Wild?
Yeah, Wildie.
Yeah,
Wildie.
Does it bother you?
No,
Good.
not too much.
No,
It is Wildie, by the way, but
I was going to say, if you'd have just told me it's Wildie,
I've
had a shocker for the last few years.
I'm not too fussed.
Right, that's that one done. Nicola, one of our esteemed sponsors, wants to know what's been your favourite Oldham game so far and why. You've had some good ones, had some great games, didn't we, last year? Keighley away was a cracker. What's been your favourite one so far?
Yeah, the Keighley ones were good because they were competitive, and we had to go right to the end on some of them. And then that York game at the start, I thought showed what we're capable of, and we're one of them good games.
Will always weighs in with a few questions. He wants to know why you started off as a hooker when you could have had any position in the team. Why did you want to play?
I actually didn't start as a hooker.
Oh right. What were you?
I used to play half,
Right.
And then
You played half of the weekend.
when coming through at like 16, I had a spell at full-back. That's when I had some legs and I could run. And I had a bit of speed. But and then it was only in the under-18s I went to hooker for a game, and I've never looked back since. So
Right.
yeah.
What, because you liked it, or because the coach said you're best there?
It would probably, yeah, I liked it. It's probably took a bit of pressure off organising a team at that age, and then I really enjoyed it, so put my foot into that.
Fair play. Why not? Will also wants to know if you are my more handsome younger brother. We get a lot of that, don't we?
Yeah, Phil and Grant.
Yeah, the Mitchell brothers. But yeah, there we are. Where are we? A couple more. I know I need to let you go to training. Who was your rugby hero growing up? Michael wants to know. Who was your icon? Who did you pretend to be when you were playing as a kid?
Do you know what? I didn't really have one. I only started playing rugby when I went to high school, so
right.
I never really used to watch the odd bit, but didn't really used to know any names until I got to high school. So
really? So you weren't a rugby nerd like Sean Long is?
I used to play football, and then as soon as you had to change, they were on the same day. I had to pick one, so yeah, I followed that path.
David wants to know: are you as hard as you look?
Thanks, I like it. Yeah, no, these cauliflower ears are just. I'm quite soft, to be fair.
You're a softie, aren't you? What about the hardest player you've ever played against? That's one from Carl. Who's the opponent you've come up against and known about it for days afterwards?
When I was at Wakefield and I were playing Super League there, and we used to come up against Wigan. Awful.
Yeah.
Used to wrestle your head off, and Sean O'Loughlin, freak.
Yeah.
I think Harrison Hansen were in there, Gaz Ock were in that team. Yeah, some horrible people.
And we'll finish on this one from Jamie, who wants to know what's been the highlight of your career so far, and is it something, whatever your highlight might be, you can answer that in a sec. Is that something you might not actually even have written yet? Could your career highlight be yet to come in the next year or so here?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I'd like to think we can do something special with this team. In the past, probably going in the 1895 Cup final against Lee with Featherstone at Tottenham, that was a great experience. And also last year, getting promoted, it was a big statement for the club, and yeah, that's up there.
Looking forward to Hull KR Friday?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough challenge. But one we're looking forward to, and definitely see where we're at, and we put our best foot forward.
I better let you go. Thank you for joining us.
Cheers, mate.
That was You Have the Mic with our captain, Matty Wildie.